Okay, so I just got my D-ball paper, right here, and it shows. This camera can't pick it up for some reason. I don't know why. It's a Samsung camera, but go figure, right? So you want to find this connector. It's a 7-pin connector, and according to this diagram right here, it's white. So the only white connector I see over here is this one right here, and it's so freaking blurry. How do you focus this? I guess you can't. There you go. So let me count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. That's the bad boy you want. And it would be tucked all the way in there, of course. So you want the, let's see, you want the light green, the pink, and the blue. That's all you need. From that side. And you're good from this section. Put everything back, connect your siren, your ground, and your 12 constant, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the camera off because it's pretty straightforward. Just connect, color to color. The D-bar instruction is very thorough, so I'm not gonna record that and show on the footage because let's see, right here. Okay, so the blue line you don't follow, okay, because that's wire to wire. We're doing data to data, so you follow the black solid line. So 1 wire, 2 wire, 3 wire. That's all you need. Okay. This applies to the Acura TL 09-13 for the front wheel non-tech version only. Okay, the technology uses a different. It uses a push start. This will not apply to the push start system. 09 TXX to 13, ZDX 10 to 12 non-tech. Okay, Honda Accord obviously 8 to 12, Cross Tour 10 to 12, and the Pilot 9 to 13. Okay, this is only for the key ignition. Okay, the push start is a completely different ball game. This will not apply for it, and apply to it. And I would recommend anyone with a push start to bring it to the shop because it's not as simple as you think it is. Because I tried it. All right, guys. So 5 hours later, I am currently trying to install the hood pin. I totally forgot about it. You don't have to install it, but there's one reason that irks me is that when I bring it to the dealership, I give them my set of keys. Now, for instance, if I did oil change and one of the tech accidentally hit the remote starter, the car will crank up without any oil in the engine. You know, so back then I would usually just keep the remote starter at home, yeah, just for that reason. But now I'm giving this to my sister, and knowing her clumsy self, she might actually hand the whole entire key to the tech while doing oil change, and God forbid he accidentally hit the remote car starter while the engine is drained. It's gonna crank up dry. Okay, so now I'm going the extra mile installing the hood pin. So I chose this spot right here, thinking that it was actually a good idea, but it's not. So I actually gave more trouble. I actually did more trouble, gave myself more trouble than I should have. So where I've gotten this far is this is the hood pin right here. So now I gotta drum with this plastic piece right here, down there, right here, to actually get my hand behind it, to actually screw it in. As you can see, I should have actually moved this up maybe about 3 more inches, but I didn't. So my camera's dying, but okay. So I'm gonna drum with this side out. I fed all my wires through the side panel and into the grommet inside under the dash kick panel. So instead of drilling through the firewall over here, so I'm just gonna drum with this part out right here, and then I'm just gonna enough room. I'm gonna Dremel enough room right here, so I get my hand behind it to screw this on top and screw the second nut at the bottom, so that I can sandwich between the fender and hold it in. Okay, so that's my what I'm planning on doing. Okay, I probably should have did it somewhere else, but this is probably the most discreet area to screw it in. So that's what I'm doing now. Okay, all right. But for the most part, on this side, everything's done. So everything is done. I have to note that there's one wire that I missed earlier, is the neutral switch line from this harness right here, and the gray one is the hood switch. Before I said I didn't need it because I wasn't planning on to, but I figured maybe it could be a good idea to install it for my sister. So you would need two wire from this harness right here. So one, they're both ground wires. Okay, so I ground this wire to the actual ground wire of the Viper unit to the bolt right here for the hood latch. And this wire, I'm gonna just wire this green wire, which is the hood switch, and tap it onto here. And after that, I'm just gonna hide other wires. Okay, so all my connections work, everything works. And this is my 12-volt constant right here. There's a few slots open. I know that there's one or two that is not 12-volt constant, but the other three are. Since this car is not equipped with power sliding seats, that was also available as 12-volt constant, and this car doesn't have a moonroof, and that was also another 12-volt constant. So I didn't have those two, so I'm doing that right now. But typically, if you have a EX and up, you don't need to apply a hood switch because there's a factory hood switch built in. So this is for the LX model only, okay? Basic model without the security system. But yeah, all right. I will probably do another video after I finish installing everything. But here's another important thing. It looks messy right now, but it's actually really clean. From other cars and what I've did in the past that I've seen, this is actually a clean install. Pretty simple, pretty clean. Everything's tight, nothing is loose. So basically all this is just one stack, and this one I'm planning on putting it separately. I don't want to put this together because maybe I want to update it in the future. So this I'm going to hide. This I'm going to stash somewhere easily accessible. And yeah, all right. I mean, it looks messy right now, but really it's just I just got to hide this part, and everything is done and clean with. This is just scrap. Oh, and I have to actually mount this up there to the windshield, and I'm all set. I'll say maybe it was a 4-hour install because of the siren. Oh, let me show you where I installed the siren at. That was the hardest part because I actually took everything apart. Siren I installed right here. A few guys installed it back there, but I prefer up front. Screw right here. I actually had to take the whole battery system out just to get enough room to actually screw it horizontally against the chassis. So typically I install it down here, but I figured that might not be the greatest idea. So you live, you learn. So I'm just learning my lesson and improving. But a lot of guys will just screw it to the which one call it right here? The suspension mount right here, back there. But I don't want to do that. There's not enough room back there anyways. But you could do that and squeeze it in, and it looks funky. But I want mine hidden away. So once the cover is on, you can barely see the siren right here. Okay, pretty much that's it. Notice that my negative cable is back in because everything's all set. Just install the hood switch. It's a ground wire anyways, doesn't affect anything. Usually you will after you install a heavy gauge wire, you're all set. Pretty much that's it. Okay, so and also grind down your paint for a good ground. Okay, notice there's no VIN number here. Got an accident. I bought this car with an accident report, so but everything seems straight besides the hood. The hood has the VIN number, but it's painted, so I don't know how that works. But yeah, but engine bay, everything seems to be good. Frames intact, so I think it was just a fender. But yeah, pretty much that's it. I would say for the first time, you probably spent 10 hours on it. But after that, it should be a lot quicker. Okay, so I've just completed the engine bay, putting everything together. This is the complete hood pin installed. Okay, You can see the wire back there, right there. See, looks clean. The only thing I don't like about it is, check this out. Oh, here's my siren right there. You can still see it, but it's not really that noticeable. Check over here. No noise. Over here, you get this weird. Oh, no, right here. Not anymore. Cause I did screw it down pretty tight. You hear that? Kind of rub against each other, against the metal. Now just the cabin. And I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is the finished product. Looks pretty darn clean, right? You can see here the data to data connection right here. So, yep, looks pretty darn clean. Got the panels back on, hood done. Now I'm just gonna throw in the dash panel, under dash panel, and the steering column, and we're good. Let me start the car for you guys. Maybe I just gotta lock it. There you go. Yep. Turn it off. Okay, now this is a one-way remote. You see it's all banged up, taped up. I'm buying a replacement remote on eBay for like $12. And the two-way remote costs 50 bucks on eBay, so don't go to Best Buy and buy it for $90. I got the, now notice if I lock it, it'll turn blue, but because the door is open, hold on, let me lock the door. The Viper will not lock the car if the door is open. Okay, now see that blue light? Now this car is armed, okay? Now, for instance, if this car was tilted, it has a tilt sensor built into this car, so if this car is ever tilted or whatever, the alarm will go off, okay? So, if I unlock this car right now, the alarm will go off, but I'm pretty sure my neighbor has been annoyed by that. Now, I know that these remote and the factory remote, if it gets too cold out, if it sits up too long, it does not work. That applies to the camera on my battery too. At a certain temperature, the battery, it seems to be drained, but it really is not. So, another thing I hate about this car is that the gasket doesn't cover. You see that? I noticed that shit. It doesn't fully cover it for some reason. That did not happen in my 08 for sure. Seems a little short. That's to me at least. But yeah, dashboard, steering column, we're good. Everything's good. I'll say if I had this planned out thoroughly, I'll probably do it within 6 hours. That is pretty long. From the planning stage to the installation stage, okay? Now, Best Buy, I actually timed them, and they gave me a quote for 4 hours. Actually, close to 5 hours. That was my TL, so that's a little more complicated. They do it a little faster, but I'm not sure how their wire management is. But yeah, I think the longest part is the siren. If you do want to be intricate with it, you know what I'm saying? So, but you want to start close to the front, it's pretty fast. You want to actually take all the panels out and all that stuff, put in the front of the car. It depends, but typically with these jobs, you want to be slowly and thorough with it. You don't want to quickly rush through it. So I'm going to open the garage. I can smell this carbon monoxide killing me slowly. Yeah, I'm done. If you have any questions, just leave comments below, and I'll try my best to help you guys out. Alright, peace.